Hey everybody, welcome to the Best on the Rock podcast. My name is Melissa Best, and I have an exciting guest here with me today. It's a local casting director, Mallory Leeza. How you doing, Mallory?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited to speak with you today.
I'm very excited because I'm a huge reality TV fan. So let me just say, very excited. And as I've watched all the other podcasts, I'm in great company.
You are, yeah. I don't know what it is. I think we all just gravitate towards each other.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think there's just something with the universe, and it just lumps all the reality TV people together because we find each other.
Yeah.
Um, that was something I was actually going to mention to you because we haven't actually met in person, but we've
No,
been
we haven't.
Facebook friends and Instagram friends for a while.
Yep.
And I remember, so I don't normally add people who add me to Facebook. Like Instagram is a little bit different. It's like a public thing, which
Yeah.
is funny because I just post the same things on Facebook as Instagram. But I don't like always add people to Facebook. But when you added me, I remember I was like, we had so many mutual friends, and I was like, I feel like I know this girl. I met her somewhere along the way. I'm just gonna add her. And
Yeah.
then started talking to you a little bit, and I was like, I think we're kindred spirits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think I was on set somewhere and I was like, oh my God, there's this new show. And I was trying to explain to people like what the British version was like and what the American version is like, that the Canadian version was like kind of like a combination of both. Like there's a girl from Newfoundland on it, she's a realtor, and my cousin is a realtor. So like Newfoundland's small anyway.
It
And
is.
like obviously the film community in Newfoundland is even smaller than that.
Mhm.
So I was like really excited. I was like, yes, there's another Newfoundlander on TV.
Yeah. And you know what? It's so funny that like because it wasn't advertised. So like the show itself was very, very quickly ramped up and produced. So there wasn't a whole lot of advertisement. I think they only released the cast list like a week before production. And
Okay,
we
yep.
weren't actually allowed to do any kind of press until after like the show or after our banishments. So like when it dropped that I was going to be on it, it was like it wasn't kind of like as big news as what you're used to in Newfoundland because
Yeah.
Newfoundland somebody gets on a show and it's like plastered. But
Yeah.
like there wasn't a whole lot of like knowledge that I was even on it, and I think a lot of that was because it was amped up so fast and I wasn't really allowed to do press. And then by the time that I was allowed to do press, it had kind of died down a little bit, if
Yeah,
you
I
know what
gotcha.
I mean. So yeah, so it's kind of funny when people even like recognize me. I've been noticed like once. And I get noticed and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did that thing." Like it's still a huge part of my life, but
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
I don't feel like that celebrity feeling that I had when I was like going away. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be noticed." And I was like, "No. No." I had like, you know how they say it's 15 minutes of fame?
Yeah.
I had like 6.5 minutes of fame. But it was fun. It was worth it. So yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are and what you do.
Yep. So I'm a local casting director. I work with Hallmark and Lifetime movies that are shot here in Newfoundland. We've done rom-coms, we've done Christmas movies, we've done thrillers. We just finished up our last one that we were shooting in December, and that will probably be out in May.
That's
So yeah, we've been
exciting.
pretty busy on that front, but I also work on Son of a Critch, Hudson and Rex. I've been on most of the sets that have been here throughout the years in one form or another. But in the last 22 months, I've really kind of dove into this casting director job and like have been loving it. So yeah, it's been really great.
So how did you what's your background like? How did you get started in the arts and entertainment business?
I actually started out as a background performer on
Okay.
Republic of Doyle.
Wow.
Yeah, so Republic of Doyle, like even though there was movies and stuff shot here before that, Republic of Doyle really kind of put Newfoundland on the map in
Mhm.
regards to it was a 6 season show. That's a
Yeah.
long time to film in Newfoundland.
Mhm.
And yeah, there was a casting post and they were always looking for background performers. So I did that for years and years and years and years. And then other shows started coming here. And I kind of just did the same thing, and one thing led to another. I was actually on set of Departure, which was filmed down in Petty Harbor,
Wow.
doing background, and got a call from Son of a Critch to come the next day and work as in the assistant director department as a set PA. So it's a set
Wow.
production assistant. And yeah, I went from background on that to over, finished the second half of that shoot, then rolled right into Astra and Lily, which premiered on the Sci-Fi Network, and that was shot in St. John's. And then it was just season 2 of Son of a Critch, and then all these things happened. And like I said, I've been doing casting for been hired through Fireside Pictures
Mhm.
to cast their Hallmark and Lifetime movies that they shoot here.
Like, wild. I'm so excited about this because I don't think there's a lot of exposure about, like, what's actually being produced and what's actually being made here in Newfoundland, and I mean, like, you know yourself and anybody listening, Newfoundland, like, we're tight-knit, right? Like, it's one of these things that, like, when these productions come here, it's huge, like, we all get so excited, but I think there's more here than people actually realize, like, it wasn't until, they released the Hallmark details about the movies that just came out, well, I guess 2023, that
Yeah,
I was shocked because I hadn't realized that they were filmed here, and I remember
yeah.
being like, "Oh my god, how amazing is that?"
Yeah, we've gotten to go out to Brigus, which makes like the perfect Hallmark Christmas movie town. It was beautiful shooting out there. We've shot in Butterpot.
Mhm.
We did a movie, not a Hallmark, but we did go out to Fairyland in April at the
Perfect.
lighthouse for 2 weeks and shot out there. That movie hasn't been released yet. But yeah, we get to showcase. Everyone knows how beautiful Newfoundland is. That's why people come to shoot here, right?
Yeah.
Disney's been here.
Yeah.
Disney,
Yeah, I
right?
know,
So,
like, that's
and
crazy.
it's for the scenery, right?
Mhm.
And then when people do get here, then it's like, oh my God, the people here are amazing.
Mhm.
They don't realize, right? They come here, whether it's the tax credit, the view, the landscape, whatever it may be, and then they get here and they don't want to leave.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people come back, right? Like,
Yeah,
how often who was the most recent celebrity? I can't remember who it was, but there's so many. I feel like celebrities can come here and just, like, walk down the street. Because,
yeah,
like, Newfoundland is like, we're gonna be like, "Oh, hey, that's, Jason Momoa," or that's, I think Eugene Levy is the one I was thinking of. He was, like, downtown shopping. So, like,
yeah,
we'll recognize them, but it's more of a, like, "Hey, what are you at?" You know what I mean? Like, we'll just walk up to a celebrity, like, "Hey, listen, I saw you in that movie. It's great. Do you mind if we get a picture?" And, like, we move on. So I
yeah.
feel like a lot of, like, big celebrities can come here and almost feel like they're not as famous and not hounded and, it
Yeah,
have a regular day,
we
right?
were shooting Departure, and it was the same time as either George Street Festival or Iceberg Alley or something. And we turn around, it's like, look, it's the Bare Naked Ladies, and the Bare Naked Ladies were just walking through Petty Harbor, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh yeah, it is the Bare Naked Ladies, and we all just went on about our business.
Yeah.
One of the stars in one of our movies is Amber Marshall, who
Mhm,
is really well known for Heartland. She's done 16 seasons so far of that show, so has a big following.
mhm.
She was here for Patty's Day
Oh my
weekend.
gosh. Which is
We went to the
intense.
Newfoundland Embassy. We got her screeched in at Trappers. No one batted an eyelash. And I remember actually having a conversation with her saying when she's not in Newfoundland, but when she's other places, she can't post to her social medias the
Yeah.
day of because someone will go to wherever she may be and they'll find her.
Yeah, they're, like, actually, like, hunting her down, whereas,
Yep.
somebody'll come here and it'll be on social media and we'll all just share it and like it and be like, "Oh, look at how cool this is."
Yeah.
Right? And, like, we think it's really cool. Who was there was somebody else recently. Anyway, I can't keep track of it because people
Yeah.
it's like celebrities just kinda, like, come here, they have a little visit, they fly on, they do their thing, and it's great. I don't know. I love it here.
I do too.
I remember when I went because I went to Toronto recently, for the Traitors finale, the season finale,
Yeah.
and, a lot of the cast just got together to watch it. That seemed to be not that that was the most central, I think that was just the most cast members were located there. So we were
Yeah.
like, "Okay, fine, we'll fly to you." And I remember, like, after that, like, the next day just kinda driving around, and I remember looking at, like, all these condos everywhere and just thinking, like, "I miss home." Like, I miss Newfoundland because, like, our big city is still so small compared to, like, the
Yeah.
rest of Canada that
Yeah.
I feel like we get this big city life with the small town
We absolutely
vibe,
do.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's so awesome. So, what is the arts and culture scene like right now in Newfoundland? So obviously, like, Republic of Doyle was the big, kickoff.
Yeah,
And
I feel
how
like
are
that was
things
the
right
big
now?
kickoff. There had been other movies here prior to that, but I think 6 seasons of that show and everything was shot here
Mhm.
is definitely a testament to how things have moved forward. Season 3 of Son of a Critch just finished up. It's airing now. Hudson and Rex just finished season 6, also airing now. So again, another like 6 season show. And as far as I know, Son of a Critch is coming back for a season 4.
Amazing.
Um, Everyone keeps saying that 2024 is going to be the biggest year for film and television.
It
I know
feels like
something's
it.
wrapping up for a month shoot in March.
Hmm.
I believe, and Hallmark and Lifetime will definitely be back. Then Hudson and Rex will come back, Son of a Critch. And I believe there's also quite a couple of other local producers who are going to be starting their own things as well. Not to mention, people have been interested in the province, like our government has said so. They've made press releases in regards to larger production companies
Hmm.
wanting to come here. So whether that's Disney again, or I heard that Reacher, like
Hmm.
Jack Reacher on Amazon Prime might be
Hmm.
coming to shoot a little
Wow.
bit. So yeah, it's a lot.
Let me tell you. That's Jim, right? That's Jim Halpert?
No, so that's the movie
Okay.
Jack Reacher.
Because
Alan
I'm like,
Richson.
I'm like, if Jim
No, but
Halpert
you
comes
say
here.
that, but Alan Richson, he is a specimen of a man, and he plays
Yeah.
Reacher in the Amazon Prime show.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to find my way on set and not tell my husband. Okay. Oh man, but that's really, really great. Like I love to see the film scene and the entertainment scene like exploding here. Like it's really exciting. And I feel like Newfoundland shows up to support their own. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely, they do. And I've actually gotten the opportunity to go see younger kids,
mhm,
who, whether they've been on Son of a Critch since season 1 when they were small little kids and now they're like towering over me.
crazy. Yeah.
Started out in background and now they're getting speaking roles on the latest season.
Hmm.
I've gone to the Arts and Culture Center and had the opportunity to view kids who are 5 years old up to like 15 years old and get to see more and more kids involved in the arts.
Yeah.
I just went to a show at Holy Heart. It was a Broadway tribute, and it was again kids 3 to adults who were in their 30s.
That's
So it's really
amazing.
nice to be able to get out and be invited to these things to like see the talent that's really like growing as more shows come here and more seasons of each show happen.
It's so good that that's here because like I can remember, oh my God, I was the delusional kid, right? Like I was the kid putting off like the songs and the concerts and everything like in my bedroom, singing into my hairbrush. Like I was everybody in Destiny's Child at one point. Like I was all of them, all 4 of them at the time. And like I could just remember like I had this friend who would like, oh, I used to call her the dream crusher back in the day. We're still actually good friends, but she was just like she used to say like you're from Newfoundland. Like stop, because I'd be like I'm going to be famous one day and I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that because I had like these big big dreams, but there
Yep.
was no outlet here. It was like you could do a school play and that was it. So like growing up through the years, I remember like when I hit like my late teens, early 20s, it was like okay, click into realistic mode and I went straight into like okay, well, get yourself a career and then do this and then go the safe route. And it wasn't until I like had my own kid that I was like, oh, dreams don't actually expire and you can do what you want. And I just kind of fell back into like my old I guess like me, like what I've always kind of like been like attracted to and been drawn to. But like had those opportunities been in place when I was like, Scarlett's age, 4, 5, 6, and above, who knows? Like there could have been lots of years where I could have been living my most authentic self. And I just love that it's happening now and that there's more opportunities for like the younger crowd growing up.
Yeah, I was the exact same way. When I was in high school, I wanted to do my co-op at the radio station. Like I
Yes.
wanted to be on, and I don't say 99.1. It was Magic 97. So it was before K-Rock was a thing.
Yeah.
I was huge into the radio, huge into pop culture. That's
Hmm.
all I ever wanted to do was be on the radio. And the year that I wanted to do it, they weren't offering it. I went and worked at like the mall. And I
We
was so
are
disappointed. And I'll never forget that the next year I heard some kid from Gonzaga on the radio and I was just devastated. And then I
heartbroken.
moved away and things changed. But yeah, coming back now and being fully engulfed in it, both of
Hmm.
my kids have been in almost all the movies that I've casted.
Yeah.
My son gets to be on Son of a Critch as a background
Amazing.
performer because him and Mark are the same age in the show.
Hmm.
They're really enjoying it. Not to mention, There's now a film school here.
Like, stop it.
Conan or CNA now
Yeah.
has a film school who it's in its second year of graduates now, I believe. And I've worked
Amazing.
with some of them. They've come to set, they've interned, they've helped out in the camera department,
Hmm.
and great opportunity for on-set work,
Hmm.
post-production, pre-production. Like the school offers so many opportunities now. And now, like I said, they're in their second year. Like my son's in high school. I'm like, if you want to go to film school, you go to film school.
Yeah.
Because let's be
Yeah.
real, nepotism is very real.
Yeah.
It is. It's a
Yeah.
real thing. I work,
Absolutely.
my friend and I work with her kids and things like that, and the opportunities my kids have got to do because of the positions that I've been in. But if he wants to go to film school, go to film school. My
100%.
daughter comes down on a PD day and sits at the monitors in the director's chair, just hanging out, just wants
Wow.
to be there. So
Oh,
yeah,
I love
it's
that. They
I
get to see
honestly
hands
wish
on.
that there was more opportunities when we were younger, but now
Yeah.
there are so many opportunities.
That's so good. It's so good to see it flourish because, like, I love that you said that you wanted to do the internet Magic 97 because when I was in high school, I did a day at NTV. I did a
Oh
job
my God,
shadow.
awesome.
And that was what I wanted to do because it was the same thing. I was like, I want to be on TV or in radio. Like,
Yeah.
and I always say, like, I don't want to be mobbed famous. I don't want to be Taylor Swift, God love her. But like
Yeah,
that's
for
a
sure.
lot, right? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure the billions of dollars would help, but you know what I mean? But I was like,
Yeah.
I just always wanted to be like this interviewing
Yeah.
people and having
Yeah.
discussions and just like being on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I'm the
So,
exact same way. I have that personality. Every time Big Brother Canada has come here, I've auditioned. I actually got to work on season 2 of Canada's Ultimate Challenge for CBC, which actually should
oh,
be airing soon.
amazing. Yes.
And it's the same production company that does Big Brother.
Hmm.
So a lot of the
Chorus, right?
same crew who flew down are on that show. And I just remember saying, they're like, oh my God, you'd be so great. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I've literally auditioned every single time. And like Sam Picco, she's been
Yep.
on the show, and like
Yep.
she's my esthetician, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going
Yep.
to see her tomorrow.
Are
But
you?
like, yeah.
Sam's a doll.
But I just, and even she said, she's like, oh my God, you'd be so good on TV. I'm like,
Yes.
girl, I know.
You don't need to tell me. I'm aware of it.
Yeah,
So I
and
was
even
I
people
actually
they'll always say to me, "Oh my God, I don't watch reality TV, but if you were on it, I would so watch that
A
show."
100% because you know that you're going to bring the energy, right? And
Yeah,
like bring something different to the table. You're not like there's so many people sometimes, I'm not going to say where or who or what, but like there's a lot of shows that'll cast a dud and you're just like waiting for they're talking to the camera and they're so boring and like you don't see a lot of them for a reason. Right.
yeah,
And then like you get people in the chair that are like, oh, are these lights? Is this a camera? Is this on me? Can I talk to it? Can I, what do you want me to say? You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like you just
yeah,
get like you thrive off of it. And
yeah.
it's funny that you brought that up because that's a question I have for you because I know that you're a Big Brother fan. So my
I
question
am.
was, I was like, I'm going to ask her how many times that she auditioned for BB Can. Have you ever gotten a call back?
I haven't, but I shared that they were casting the most recent time. I think it's going to air
Yep.
in March.
Hmm.
Um, and someone I said, do what I did, literally apply every single year. You never know. And I think
Yeah.
it was Tina Thistle who
Yep.
commented and said that someone from last season had been
Daniel.
trying out since season 1
So
and
Daniel C,
finally got picked.
he made top three.
Yeah.
So I've been talking to him actually as well. Like that is
Okay.
so like I'm telling you right now, get on something because getting on Traders now people from Big Brother Canada talk to me and I'm like, well, my dreams are complete. Like this is fine. This
Yeah.
is good. So, but yeah, I've been talking to Daniel C and he applied for 11 years straight. And
Yeah.
last year was the first year he got picked. Like Tina told me that she's her year that she was on the show, that was the first year she had a callback, right?
Yeah.
Like Adam
Yeah.
Pike shared, I think he tried like 5 or 6 times before they caught well,
Yeah.
I think one of the things he shared recently, and I'm gonna talk to him and see if I can get him on the show as well at some point.
You
But one of
should,
the
because
things
he's actually done something more recently in
I
the
know.
reality TV world.
I can't wait for it to
So,
air. He won't tell
yeah,
me what it is, but I'm like, I know. I know it is.
yeah,
But yeah, so like I'm gonna try and get him on because he said in a recent like Instagram post that he tried like I think it was 5 or 6 times, something like that, and that one year they actually called him back and like cut him. And then the following year, he didn't even get a call because he was like, okay, I'm a shoe in next year. And then the
Yeah.
following year, he didn't even get a call. And it wasn't until the year after that he got a call back and like got on the show. And I was like, don't tell
Well,
me
you
this.
should talk to Sam Pico too, because I know she's had opportunities and calls and missed opportunities from other reality shows as well. So
Yeah.
it'll happen. But I feel like now I'm at the age where like I'd be the old person on the show.
No, no, Mel. There's, you know what? It's so funny. I've been watching old seasons of these shows because I've got a
Yeah.
problem. Like we're not normal, and that's what makes us
No.
fun, right? We're not
Yeah.
your typical cut. But like I've been watching old seasons. Like I'm currently watching season 14 of the US Big Brother.
Oh,
Like I've
okay.
just
Yeah.
gone back. And that was like, do you know I just totally blanked out on what I was gonna say? I literally just had it and spaced out.
You're watching
That's
season
that's
14
what
of the
that's what makes
US.
good TV. What were we talking about before that? We're it's ridiculous. We're talking about the old person. Okay, see? I got it. I got it back, guys. Relax. I got it back. I might have to cut that. But basically, yes, I've been watching like the old season and like I watch these old seasons and they're like, "Oh my God, so and so's 32." And I'm
I
just like, "Stop it.
Well, that's why I
Stop it."
said, that's why I said, I'm like, okay, so like, it's not going to happen this year. Next year, I'll be like 37.
Mhm.
They're going to think I got like one foot in the grave.
Well, Tara was like 38 when her and Tina were on the show.
Yeah.
And they were the matrons or
Yes.
yeah, they were like considered like the old
And
girls.
I'm
And it's
like,
like
I
that's not
feel
fair.
so
Like,
young and so young at heart. I can't
yeah.
imagine being considered the old person on
But
the
it's
show.
time for the quote unquote old person to like take it home. Let's face it. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like it's
Yes.
time. It's time for
Yeah.
that. And I feel like they're changing pace. Like I know with traders, like when I was on that, the majority of us were older. Like it wasn't a whole
Yeah.
bunch of like youngsters. And I feel like a lot of like these Big Brother seasons that are coming up now, a lot of people tend to be late 20s, early 30s and above.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we just make better TV. Sorry,
Yeah.
youngsters, but we make good
That's
TV,
true.
right? So,
Yeah.
keep on working for it.
Yeah.
Definitely. We'll chat after. But
Yeah.
we'll move on. Let's keep talking about arts and entertainment in Newfoundland right now. Is there
Yeah.
anything that you're currently working on right now?
So I'm not currently working on anything at the moment.
Mhm,
Well, kind of. Got a
mhm.
little Mallory Leeza casting, which is my Facebook page.
Okay.
In the next couple of weeks, probably like early to mid March, I'm going to be teaming up with Nate Gates Photography to
Okay.
offer some actor related photo shoots.
Mhm,
We just recently did a couple with Jada Graves, who is
mhm.
a local transgender indigenous drag queen who is absolutely fabulous. And we've also did a gothic bridal shoot with
I
wedding dresses from Ever After Bridal.
I think I saw that today
Um,
did you do like a sneak peek today? Or was
so
it
the other
recent?
day we actually got to attend Rodney Philpott's new 2024 wedding collection, which
Okay,
was
right.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's what I posted earlier
Okay.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been doing a couple things together. Yeah, so I'm gonna team up with him and we're gonna do some photo shoots for whether it's actors, background performers, real estate agents.
Lord knows I need an updated picture. Let's face it.
There
Like
you
I
go.
got in the
Well, I
business
got you,
in
girl. I got you.
2016. My hair's brown in my picture. I went to an agent's open house recently. And whenever we do like these eight, so basically like a realtor, if the realtor is selling a house, it could be like an extravagant one, could be one that's been on the market for a little bit and like we just don't understand why it's not selling. So what we'll do is we'll invite other realtors to a private viewing for just real estate agents. We'll have coffee, tea, whatever. And then like everybody leaves a business card. We do a draw. So like, thank you
Oh,
for
okay.
coming out. We'll do a draw for like, a gift card for the keg or something like that. So I was at one recently and I handed in my business card. And as I'm leaving, the agent's like, dude, like he looks at my business card. He looks at me and he was like, I like the blonde better, but like maybe update this. I'm just like, but I'm so young in that picture.
Well, stay tuned.
Yes, I will definitely be in touch because Lord knows I need it. Um, All right, so like with your casting, take me through the casting process. So like you're casting a show. Let's pretend that Son of a Critch season 4 is now casting and you're hired to cast it.
Yep.
Or no, there's a new Hallmark movie starting and
There we
you're
go.
casting that. So let's talk about how the casting process works.
Yeah. So the first thing is I get a cast, I get a script
Hmm.
and I break it down into characters. And then I do a description based on what's in the script of each character, age, hair color, male, female, whatever it may be, descriptive words that are used throughout the script to describe said character.
Hmm.
And there could be 10 characters, there could be 15 characters. And I type up a big, huge spiel, all the information about where it's being shot, the shoot days, the director, the producers, all that, and then each description of each said character.
Hmm.
It gets posted to a website, and whether you are represented or self-represented, you
Hmm.
can apply
Hmm.
to request an audition. Since COVID, nothing is done in person. Everything is uploaded.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
sit at my computer once the audition date has closed, and
Hmm.
it's just like this, me looking at you on a screen, and I
Hmm.
watch tape after tape after tape after tape. And some of the roles are budgeted for local performers.
Hmm.
And usually we call them one and two, which is
Hmm.
usually girl guy,
Hmm.
for the leads, are actors who are flown in.
Right.
And then I also do the background casting for that. So it's away actors, local actors, background performers for the entire movie. And we've
Hmm.
had as many as, I think we had 15 cast and 155 background performers on one
Wow.
shoot.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, and then
So
so then it
like,
goes out, and whether it's an agent, like I have to negotiate with agents when it
hmm.
comes to like the main cast.
Hmm.
Um, we then we fly them in, we put them up, whatever the production company decides to do, but it's all negotiated through me, through their
Hmm.
agent. And yeah, we've had some great people come here, and we also have a ton of amazing local performers as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, like if I were to call you, there's an open casting call, and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for an audition. Say I landed an audition. Do you then send, okay, this is your script, this is what I want you to read, videotape it and send it in. So it's not like a call like this where I'm like live acting. It's like I had to
Yeah,
do a
no,
video.
whether it's the actor themselves or their agent,
Hmm.
they'll request something called sides, which is
Hmm.
the dialogue for said role.
Hmm.
They only get the sides and a synopsis of the movie. They never get a
Right.
script until they're contracted.
Right.
And so the agent or actor takes the sides, they learn it, they have a deadline. Hallmark and Thriller and Lifetime move really, really fast. So it's
Hmm.
not a whole lot of time to learn your dialogue.
You have 6 hours.
Um, yeah,
We
it's
shoot tonight.
usually about a week
Yeah.
from the time it goes out till the time it closes. And
Wow.
then I watch the tapes. And then I have to create presentations for said producer, said director, and all that to see if it fits with what their vision of the story is.
Hmm.
And then
Wow.
we narrow it down. I usually send out a top five of each said role to the
Hmm.
producer, to the director. They kind of talk with one another and decide what the best audition was. And we go
Yeah.
from there.
And pick from there. That's so cool. Again, very new, right? Very green to all this stuff. So I'm like, tell me how this all works. Because all I've done is it's the one show, right?
Yeah,
Before that, it's just a million auditions that went
yeah.
like on the floor somewhere, right? So like I only know kind of like how that one show works. And it was a little
Yeah.
bit off the cuff of a show. It wasn't the same way I think most work. So I'm like,
Well,
I've
and
always been
scripted and
curious.
reality are also
Totally
very,
different.
very different.
Hmm.
Really different. And I actually
Yeah.
didn't realize I've only ever worked on one reality show,
Hmm.
but to see how different, not good, not bad, just really
Totally
different
different.
from the way a movie or a television show that's scripted is shot, it's
Hmm.
very, very different.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
it's so funny because some people are like, I bet you that show was scripted and this was scripted, and you're like, no, it's not even. It's
it's
basically like
not.
they just throw us all together and are like, here, kill each other. That's basically it, right? So, what is it like working in the arts and entertainment industry? I mean, like this is something you dreamed of as a kid. When you went away, did you go away for this? Is that what you were doing when
No,
you
I
moved
just,
away?
when I was younger, I moved away out of high school. I just moved to Alberta on a
Hmm.
whim, went to a part of
Okay.
town, worked for a couple years, came back. I was here for quite some time then, moved away to New Brunswick. But yeah, people, whether I work with them in the industry or I knew them when I was 12 years old,
Hmm.
everyone obviously sees my social medias and see what I'm doing now as a career. And they're like, you literally couldn't have found something better.
Like that
Right?
fits
Whether
you
it's people who
perfectly.
actually know me and
Yeah,
who know when I was a background performer and now I'm a casting director. It's a big, I mean, it took years and years to get
absolutely.
there, but they knew me then and they know me now and they're like, oh my God, you are like casting director is like definitely who you were meant to be. And then I
Yeah.
have people who are not in the industry at all who are like, oh my God, I see what you're doing and you're making these movies. And if anyone ever said, what would Mallory do when she got older? This is what you would do.
Yeah.
And it's true. It is.
Yeah.
That's exactly true. So whether you knew me when I was younger or you knew me like in the industry, I'm definitely where I'm meant to be.
Oh, I love that. So you're feeling good at it.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
So you have touched on like reality, like you want to be on reality. Would you ever do a scripted show? Like, is that like, would you, are you, do you want to be on a Hallmark show? You don't, you would like to just play the games of it.
I am not an actor. Like I've done
Hmm.
again background lots of
Yeah.
times, and it is very expressive depending on the scene.
Hmm.
But to study a script and to act and to have all these emotions and nope,
Not
no,
interested.
not interested. I would much rather be behind the camera.
Right.
Even like
So-
my boyfriend's a photographer and he like wants to take pictures of me, just like natural like pictures. And I'm like, I post a lot of pictures on social media with like more selfies than anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like someone else taking my picture, I'm like,
Mm-mm.
stop.
Yeah, like let me do that. I'm just gonna do the mirror. Just leave me alone. Let me do like my
And it's funny
Instagram
because
thing. I
every
just don't
time
want
I
you
take a
doing it.
picture, I take it with my phone and I'm like,
Yeah.
my phone has a better camera. He's a photographer and has like the top of the line phone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, 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 my phone's better.
You're like, I know what I'm doing with this. I need you to not mess it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so if you were to do reality, so Big Brother is that the number one goal? Like,
I would
are we gonna be on the show together? Are we, is this gonna
either
happen?
that. I feel okay. I feel like and I don't mean this in a negative way. Big Brother would be a stepping stone
Yeah.
because the goal would
Yeah.
be the challenge.
Yes. So, okay, I've
But I
heard
feel like now you have to be on
something.
one of so many shows
Hmm.
to be on the challenge because they don't just
So
pick anybody anymore.
I spoke with Ty, last year's winner of Big Brother,
Yep,
about the challenge on my last interview.
yep.
And he was saying that he heard that, like, in order to get on the challenge, like, they call you. This isn't like an open audition thing. Like,
Which is
that's what
why
he's
I
heard,
said,
like,
but they call people from other
from other
reality shows
shows.
now,
Yeah.
right? There's no casting anymore. They're using the
Yeah.
same people. They're bringing in people who have been on a show with another person who's been on another show and things like that. So
I've
I
never
feel like,
seen it.
oh my God,
I need
there's
to go watch
36
it.
seasons, girl.
Oh
You're gonna have
God.
to go back and watch.
Oh,
But
you're
it's
watching
so
old Big
good. And
Brother,
I
right?
like shows that have returning players, especially
Mhm.
when it comes to reality TV. I
Yeah.
really like that because you really get to know those people through the show. 36 seasons, like
Yeah.
almost as many as Survivor,
Yeah.
right? So I like that. I don't like, I think Big Brother Canada needs an all-star season,
Yes. Maybe
right?
it's this year. Maybe that's why we
Maybe
never
it
got a
is
call
this
this
year. Maybe
year.
that's why I didn't get
Like,
picked.
do it. Let's get it out of the way so we can keep auditioning.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that was, I've been watching The Traitors season 2 US
Yeah.
and Johnny Bananas and CT are on it.
Johnny Bananas.
And like when I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, I need to watch that show for these guys because they are so like, well, I won't spoil anything, but like I've been watching CT a lot and he's like one of my favorite characters on this. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna
CT
have to go back and watch
is
his seasons.
CT is my favorite from any challenge. And
Yeah.
he's done a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
CT is, yeah, you have to go back and watch them.
All right. I've got to. Like that's just it. Um, who is your biggest inspiration? Do you have anybody like not just necessarily in the industry, but like overall, who like is there somebody that inspires you the most that you really strive to be like or be better for or
My mom.
yeah?
I always think that moms don't get enough credit. I've been watching, scrolling like through Facebook on these reels, and I've been seeing this new wedding tradition. Instead of throwing their bouquet, the
Yeah.
brides are gifting their bouquet to their mom because the dad gets to walk you down the aisle and the dad gets to have a
Oh
dance and
yeah.
all these things. And as a mom, the mother doesn't get any kind of special thing
Hmm.
on said wedding day. So they're gifting bouquets, and I'm like, I wish I had done that from my mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm an only child. My parents were together for however many years, and we're still friends up until, yeah. And I, yeah, my mom, she's the smartest person I know. We could sit down and watch Jeopardy together. Um, being in film and working 14-hour days,
Yeah.
sometimes 16, 5 days a week with two children,
Hmm.
it's tough. And my son has cadets. They have a flyer route. Uh, she does all of it. She does
Wow.
absolutely all of it. We actually got to go to Montreal. We actually got to go on our first trip ever, just the two of us over the summer. My aunt lives in Montreal. And I said, Mom, we got some time off work. I said, let's go on a trip. So for a week, we went to Montreal, did everything we possibly could do. And I had been to Montreal probably 5 or 6 years prior for a concert.
Hmm.
And I said, we're going to go to Montreal almost exactly the same week that I went to a concert 5 years ago. Let's see who's playing at the Bell Center. I said, Mom, I said, I booked the tickets to go to Montreal. She said, yeah, okay. I said, also, we're going to a concert. Oh, Mal, no, I don't want to go. Mom, I bought floor seats to see Shania Twain. We are going.
Oh my God. Did she
So
shit?
me and my mom got to go see Shania Twain, floor seats at the Bell Center, Montreal, and it was a fabulous trip. Yeah.
That's
So
so sweet. Moms are
yeah,
superheroes. They
absolutely.
really, really are. They
Absolutely they
just
are.
immediately swoop in, they step up, they like they say it takes a village to raise a kid, man, and it
No, it
really
doesn't. It
does.
just
And
takes a mom.
like you do need that mom. Like you need
Yeah.
that support, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, that's awesome. I love that. Okay, all right. I'm jumping all over the place because I wrote down a couple of questions.
Okay.
Um, so my main one, this is the big one.
Oh gosh.
How can you get me in a Hallmark movie?
Girl, I can get you in a Hallmark movie. Oh my God, yes.
Oh my
What do you want
God.
to do? You want to put a star on a tree? You want to
Yes.
like hang out on the lawn
Whatever.
with some fake snow and a reindeer?
Oh my God, a little hot chocolate or something.
Yes.
Something awkward. Give me something awkward to do. Like,
Okay.
give me something
Yeah, we've
awkward to
had hot
do.
chocolate stands. We've had gingerbread popcorn stands. You
Oh
could
my
like be
gosh.
serving hot chocolate to people.
Yeah.
Yes, girl. A
We'll
friend of mine I
talk.
went to high school with, her son now goes to high school with my son,
Yeah.
and super into acting.
Yeah.
And he's not in a union or anything like that because there are rules that have to be
Oh,
followed
absolutely.
during film. And but we had a big day where we
Hmm.
could have some non-union background performers. And I
Hmm.
said, Steph, I said, what's Leland doing?
Yeah.
And I said, he wants to be an actor, doesn't he? Because both his brother and sister are in football,
Right.
but he's not.
Right.
And he was like, he really wants to be an actor. He's been doing plays, got to go to New York City, all these things. And he comes on set and the smile
So
from
good.
ear to ear. And that's what I love seeing because not
Yeah.
only most casting directors don't get to go to set, it's all a
Hmm.
prep stage. But because I also work with the production company,
Hmm.
I get to go on set and I get to hang around with the actors and get them from set to their trailer and things like that. But I also get to hang around with the background performers.
Yeah.
And whether it's a kid or an adult, like I'm really good with names and faces, like it's my thing.
Good.
And so I remember every single person who's ever been in any one of our movies or anyone I've ever been on set with.
Wow.
So seeing these kids' faces just light up and then going to a different show.
Yeah.
working on that set and seeing someone be like, oh my God, you were in whatever
Yeah. And
movie.
you
And
just
they were like, oh
remember
my
it.
God, we were so thankful for that opportunity. And now they've gone on to do all these things and all these auditions. It's really, really nice to see.
That is so cool. It set your soul on fire. I can see it. You're very passionate about this. I absolutely
It
love it.
does. No, it really does. And I feel like even though background performer to casting director is not the like path that everyone takes, or it's
Mm,
easy to take that path,
mm,
but I think because that's where I started, my heart, like I love the background performers. I make sure I know everyone's name. I make sure that like I like to like not necessarily always use the same people, but like if there's an old man walking down the road,
yeah.
I've got an old man in my head already. I
Yeah.
don't need to find anybody because I already know.
Right.
So
You
I like
okay,
being
cool.
able to do that.
That is so cool. Like I always wondered how everybody got involved because so like from the reality side, just going through like the side that I went through, the
Yeah,
amount of times that I'm like talking to someone, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be a casting director because I think I would put you on this show, like on the
yeah,
reality side. Because
yeah,
how
yeah,
many times do I do that? And I'm like, oh my God, like you deserved, you should be here. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I'm meeting people and like that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
yeah,
like, oh, I want to put you on this TV show, right? So it's so cool that you get to do that. I love it.
yeah.
Okay, so who would be your dream person to work with or dream project to work on? Both. Give me both. Who's your who do you want to work
Okay.
with and what project would you like to do? Big dream, big
Oh,
goal.
this is a hard one.
You can narrow it down to like two or three favorites if you want. I'm very because I'm not great with choices.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the project first
Okay.
because I feel that it's most tangible.
Hmm.
I would like to work on a Disney production.
Oh
And
yeah.
the reason I feel it's one, we're huge Disney fans. My daughter
Mhm.
is named after a Disney princess. um,
Perfect.
yep. But I think it's tangible because they've already been here.
Mhm.
And Peter Pan was actually one of the productions that's been here that I didn't get to work on.
Right.
So I didn't get to work on it in any capacity. So I feel that Disney is definitely like tangible.
Hmm.
Oh God, people. So because we make a lot of Canadian content here,
Hmm.
Son of a Critch is mostly Canadian, Hudson and Rex, Canadian. And even though Hallmark and Lifetime movies say we're in the United States, there's all Canadian actors on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't know.
It's
That's
hard
a
to narrow it
hard
down.
one. It is hard to narrow it down. Like I've got an opportunity to work with Jay Baruchel.
Oh,
He not
really?
only was he on Son of a Critch as an actor, but he directed one of the episodes in season one. And
Yeah.
I love him. And my son loves How to Train Your Dragon. So
Yeah.
I love being able to meet him. He was fantastic. Um, Rachel McAdams would be cool. She's Canadian.
That would be really, really cool.
Ryan
So,
Reynolds,
okay.
also Canadian. Ryan Gosling, also Canadian.
So, no limits, doesn't have to be tangible, doesn't have to be
Okay.
Canadian. Give me all the dreams. Like your big, throw it out into the world, put it in the universe. Because it's going to happen. I want you to put this out now, and then in 2 years, we'll look back at this and I'm like, see, you did that.
So last year on my birthday, I was
Hmm.
asked, we were working on a movie and everyone came in with cake and wished me happy birthday. And the producer recorded me and she said, what's your birthday wish? And this was March of last year. And I said in that moment that the company that I work for here also has a branch in Ottawa. And at the moment, I said, I want to cast all of fireside movies, whether it be in Newfoundland or whether it be in Ottawa. And half of it has come true because the production that we just finished, my name is the only name that will be on it when it comes to casting.
That's
So
so
I have
exciting.
Newfoundland for their production company. I am their casting director that they call to hire.
Amazing.
So the next step is to be able to do Ottawa as well.
See?
Honestly, I don't need it to get bigger than that. I really don't.
That's
I
perfect,
really
though.
don't. For years and years, I wanted to move away from Newfoundland and I didn't want to live here. There wasn't any opportunity. And when I finally did come back after years of being away and then starting to raise my kids here
Mhm.
and now having the career that I have, I don't need to go to LA. I mean, Hollywood would be fantastic, very cool to visit. I
Yeah.
honestly, with so much going on, being shot in Newfoundland, especially this coming year, I'm happy right here.
Yeah. Well, you could have your big city job in your small town.
Exactly.
Like, you have everything, cake, and then you can eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. I love that. Okay, yeah, so I think we've answered everything. Because the other questions I had were about Big Brother Canada and what your favorite reality TV show is, but I feel like we've answered all those. They were my
Oh,
like
awesome.
my ending. That was my ending for today's conversation. Are there any projects that you have coming up that you want to discuss, talk about, give us a little hint on?
I don't have anything right now. The
Mhm.
producer who hires me is actually getting ready to go to the Berlin Film Festival.
Mm,
Uh, like a week from today,
amazing.
to actually pitch a movie that that she wrote about 13 years ago. To
Okay.
pitch it, to have it made here, to get funding and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if it'll get picked up. I don't know if all of it'll be shot here or half of it'll be shot here, but I'll be the one casting it when it does.
Oh my God, Valerie, I absolutely adore you. Okay, well, I like to finish these off with a question that I find really interesting.
Okay.
And a lot of people have similar answers, but like always like a different twist on it. But like if you could go back, you now today, as you are, the brain you have, all of your life experience, what would you say to, or what advice would you give to your 16-year-old self?
My 16, oh, I was a bad teenager.
Right? What would you say to
Oh,
16-year-old
I bet
Mallory?
you my mom would have a lot to say to 16-year-old me, let me tell you. 16-year-old me. I would say I was probably 16 when I didn't get that radio gig.
Yeah.
So
That's what did it. That's what turned you into a bad kid, wasn't it?
I
All that was
didn't get
it.
that gig. I was so bad. Um, oh my gosh, 16-year-old me. Wow,
It's a good
I
question.
would say just keep going.
Hmm.
Like honestly, I never thought I would live in Newfoundland. Had no interest. Moved away like right out of high school. Um, but then I had kids, and again was a really supportive mom. Moved
Hmm.
back here. Yeah, just keep going. I had kids really young. Like
Hmm.
I have a 15-year-old son and an 11-year-old daughter, and I'm only 36.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
That's wild.
So in the moment when you're 19 and pregnant,
Hmm.
there's a lot going on, but yeah, like just keep going. Honestly,
It's
and it gets so
so,
much better. It really does.
it
Whether you
does.
are like anything, I don't want to make it political, but like
No, but
whether anything, like whether you're gay or straight or whatever you want to do, just keep doing it.
yeah, just be
'Cause you will
you.
get there. And despite
It's
us living in St. John's, Newfoundland, where nothing ever happens, things are actually happening.
everything is happening. It's
Yeah.
so funny that you say that because, like I said, like the majority of the answers are very similar. Whenever I ask people this question, there's differences, but a lot of the answers are similar. And a lot of them are like just explaining that, like, because when you're 16, your world is so small. And you're like, everything is the biggest thing in the world. Everything is the worst thing in the world. Like, every little thing that happens, like, kills you. Like, it just hurts.
Yeah.
And everybody seems to have like very similar answers that, like, just keep going. Like this is just
Yeah.
a fraction of your life. Like keep going. It will get better. You'll have shit days, but you'll have great days. And like my 30s are my favorite so far. Like, I
Girl,
did had
listen.
no
Oh
fun
my
until I hit
God.
30.
I would say the past 4 years for me have been like a total whirlwind. My life has
Yeah.
completely changed. I am not the same person I was. I saw a quote the other day on Instagram. It was like, if you knew me in high school, you no
You don't know
longer
me.
know me. Come
Hmm.
meet me again.
Yeah.
And it's true. I'm not the same person I was in high school, let alone 4 years ago.
A hundred
Right? I'm
percent.
just not.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
so true. And everyone, like my cousin, like we're the exact same age, and she's like, "Oh my God, we're gonna be 40 soon." I'm like, "Yeah, girl, we are gonna be 40 soon.
Yes.
Like I'm thriving."
Yeah. And I mean, I look at that, I'm like, okay, if 30 is this much better than 20, then how much better is 40 going to be? Like
Right?
it just gets better. Like I
It
honestly
does.
every year is an honor, right? Like
Yep.
every year that
Yeah.
you make, because so many people don't get there for
That's
whatever
right.
reason, different things happen, but like so many people don't get there and it's such a privilege to get old. Like
And I
let me get
also
old.
feel like I guess another thing I would say to my 16-year-old self is change your friends. Because,
Mm,
like, again, I was a bad kid. I was in with the wrong crowd, doing things I shouldn't have been doing. But now, as an adult, like the people I work with, again, I'm an only child. They are my family,
yeah.
right? I spend more time with people on set than I do with my own kids because we
Hmm.
work such long hours.
Yeah.
And the people I work with are some of the best people you will ever meet.
Yeah.
So, good people around you.
Yeah, oh, that's huge. I see that all the time. It's a quote. It's like, if you want to know like where you're going to be, look at your table, look at your
Yep,
friends, like you, because you are the people that you surround yourself with,
absolutely.
right? So like, don't surround yourself with negativity and bullshit. Surround yourself with people
No,
who are going to like lift you up and lift each other up,
absolutely.
right? So
Yeah.
that is awesome. Listen, kindred souls, kindred spirits.
I know
We
we
have a
could talk
lot to
for hours,
discuss. We
girl.
really could, and
We're
I
gonna have
I
to go for
do.
coffee or a drink or something.
Yes. Both. We'll start with coffee.
Yes,
We'll get some nachos. We'll move into beer. It'll be best kind.
perfect.
All right. Well, I'm just going to do a little outro and then we'll have a little chit chat before we go. But I want to thank everybody for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I got to start saying these things at the beginning. Say it right away. But please like the channel. Please subscribe to it. Turn on the notifications. If you're listening on auto, please follow, leave a comment, share with your friends, tell everybody about it. And Mallory, where can people follow you?
I am Mallory Leeza Casting on Facebook and at Mallory Leeza on Instagram.
Perfect. So if you're looking to be in a Hallmark movie, Leroy Fontaine, if you're listening, because I think I sent you his message one time because I was like, put this guy in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
This is the girl. This is the girl you want to go see. So, all right, Mallory, thank you so much for being here. And thank you, everybody, for listening. And until next week, bye.